Hey guys, just a quick video before I dive into another project and clutter up the workbench more than it usually is. I wanted to give you a quick rundown of what I did and thank you for all the suggestions, as I used a number of them that you guys have given me. So when I initially set up this workbench, I wanted a really large service area because I work on a lot of TVs and they can be pretty big. So I made this a full 8 feet wide, 3 feet deep, plus I have an additional about 10 inches because of the foundation has a ledge to it behind the workbench. Even so, with this equipment up, I've already been starting to use my workbench since I put the stuff up here. It's noticeable that I lost some real estate. I've seen photos of lots of guys' workbenches online, and they have pretty small work areas. Sure, if you're working on an All-American 5 or some small piece of equipment, it's great, but for TVs, even this much space, it gets awkward at times. So I'm going to try to only work on one set at a time, just so I'm not bumping things into one another. Another suggestion I used from you guys was to build up a ledge or support to stack the equipment. I just did one tier though. This stuff is robust enough, sturdy enough. I didn't see any issue with stacking things up. These WaveTech guys don't weigh much. Likewise, these aren't too heavy and they're kind of made to stack up on each other. Likewise, these HP units are exactly the same size and they're built like tanks, so I don't think that's an issue. What I put underneath were some heavy stuff, so I'll just quickly go through it. So I took some 2x6s, put them on their edge. I thought it'd be enough height to get some equipment under this, but now I needed some more, so I put some 2x4s on their sides to give me another 1.5 inches. And then down below I have a dual DC power supply, combination isolation transformer Variac. This side, still a work in progress. I have all my heat shrink and spaghetti tubing in here and various meters and some Acro Mills bins just with random stuff in them. Equipment, my TV pattern generator, an analyzer, signal generators, scope, sleep gens, XY monitor, and my trusty Fluke 27. This should take care of 95% of my needs for the type of stuff I work on. I see other guys have walls of equipment. Go for it. For myself, this is enough. Tube testers, yes, of course. I have a separate area for testing tubes and CRTs, or I pull them up on the workbench as needed. I don't want to have them taking up permanent real estate. I don't work on stuff that often. And then organizing parts a bit more. I think I talked about this a while ago. Organize my resistors and film caps down below. Name of the game is to keep the stuff that you use most often the easiest to get at. Well, I had my electrolytics down there, and they were getting awkward to reach way back and get at. So I got one of these steel plates for the Acro Mills bins that mounts on the wall and has these little metal stamped things that the bins hook into, and I ordered up some somewhat deeper ones than I had gotten originally and loaded up all my electrolytics along the bottom here so I can very easily reach in and grab them. And above them, because I've been doing all these predictors, I have all my cup plates and screws and hardware for predictors, my adapter caps, light bulbs, and so on. Above that, Captain tape, desoldering braid, solder, and various supplies. But from working on this new workbench and this setup here, it's been, a year now or so, I've gotten a very good feel for what I need most often, and I'm rearranging things to get things readily accessible where I need them. What's left to do is to figure out test leads. I do have some brackets that mount, and then you can put the test leads into and they hang down. I just don't know where to put them. If I put them anywhere over here, they're going to dangle down and get in the way. These already do as they are. So I'm trying to figure out somewhere to put them in some corner of the basement that it's not impossible to get at, but they're not bumping into anything. And then wire. My plan for that is I got some heavy-duty cord. This was just a little test run. And I'm going to string up a couple lengths. Oh, here it is. And then run the spools down through that. Yeah, it'll be a little annoying when the spools run out of wire and I have to replace them, but I don't use a whole lot of wire, so this I bought 50 or 100-foot spools, I forget which. Those should last me a few years, so I don't think I'll need to take them down very often. And that makes good use of this space. I was contemplating putting equipment up in here. So these are the floor joists for the floor above, and these are the subfloor up here. So I have this gap up here that I try to make use of to store stuff. I have my Q-tips above the light here. But at any rate, I think this is going to work out a lot better. And I'm itching to dive into a project right now. So I'm going to clear off some of this stuff here and get another TV up here, and let's dive into it. I want to thank you for all your suggestions, and if you have any more suggestions or thoughts about setting things up or ways to organize, I'd love to share them with the viewers and put them into practice.